One of the leading questions or comments that I've seen around MMOs as of late, at least this year alone, is this game respects your time. Your time is respected. And one of the things I feel a lot of that question, and at least in terms of the content that I've consumed, misses is kind of the other side of the coin. Does this game respect your investment as opposed to your time? And this is perhaps based off of my history with MMOs. Coming from Final Fantasy XI was a game that I felt really respected my investment, but it wasn't a game that respected my time. And so this video hopes to kind of explore some thoughts in the opposite spectrum of a game respecting your time, because ultimately my goal with a video game is to actually waste my time. I want to be a gamer who wastes their time with a beautiful game. As I've heard people say, if your time is wasted, then it really isn't wasted. If you've had fun, then you really aren't wasting your time. And I think that actually misses the point completely. Does the game respect the investment that I put into it? Because I'm choosing to waste time with that game. And ultimately, I think the games that really mean the most to me are games that respect the investment that I put into them, the investment of the grind that I put into them. And foundationally, my hope is that MMOs can find a balance between the both, because MMOs shouldn't be just made for me. There's no way they could survive off of a very, very niche upon a niche upon a niche type of gamer. But I think in order for them to thrive, hopefully we'll see them continue to expound and explore new systems and new ways of delivering interesting ideas in the next 10 years. So hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Brian if you're new around here, but if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. You're amazing. And that's what you get for subscribing, by the way. Free compliments at the start of these videos. Now, I make no secret, I play multiple MMOs, but most likely you probably have either known me for my New World or my Final Fantasy XIV content. Occasionally, I jump into Destiny really hardcore, and sometimes I end up just, playing a wide range of them. Now, on my computer right this minute, I am looking at trying to start Albion Online, and now that I've actually hit Omni 90 in Final Fantasy XIV, I want to jump back into Phantasy Star Online 2 and get caught up on all the things that I've missed over the last year. Needless to say, I think I have an addiction to MMOs. I have an addiction to multiplayer RPGs, a passion for them, which is a really good thing. And as somebody with very limited time, this probably is kind of crazy if we kind of look at it in that way. A little bit nuts from time to time, but at its core, these are just the ways that I choose to invest my time. Namely because as a dad, I'm not running around to the bars. I'm not necessarily always going out and hanging out with friends. These games with Discord give me the ability to hang out with my friends, to be able to go on these amazing adventures, all at the same time being able to put down the controller and go spend time with the kids, wife, family, or whatever needs my attention at any given moment. Any parents out there, sound off in the comments. You probably very well relate to the aspect of, oh, something happened, gotta stop doing what I'm doing and address the issue, whether that's a scraped knee or somebody's trying to put something into the oven that they shouldn't. We've all been there. We all understand. There's a community of gaming parents out there that I'm pretty sure that what I just said relates so deeply. You can let me know one way or the other, but let's talk about investment, right? I could never really understand the phrase respect your time. This game respects my time. I even commented on a video regarding Lost Ark as a game that respects your time, only then to be later seeing the community kind of meme on that same concept. This aged like milk. That's from the spring, and so I've clearly been kind of manifesting this idea in my head for a little while. I don't care if a game respects my time. This is just me speaking personally. Does it respect my investment? And yes, in my mind, those are two completely different things. In a way, this could be related perhaps to horizontal versus vertical content and game design, especially in these MMOs, these games that live so long that eventually the problems become pretty large. They become very apparent, where in the early days when maybe you're just leveling up to 50 or 60 or 80, if you were talking to Guild Wars, it doesn't necessarily show its cracks. One of the things that I was asked today specifically is that, why don't I play more Guild Wars 2? And the answer is I don't know. I don't know why I don't get more involved in that game personally. Every time I step into it, it is a grand experience. And I think it really simply boils down to the ability that other games offer over Guild Wars 2 and its ease of access and its controller support. When it comes down to it, even this video, where if you have a game maybe is more on the vertical vertical side versus the horizontal side, I'll tend to go with the game that lets me play on the controller and gives me more options and more places to play. So in my case, Final Fantasy XIV, despite my issues and frustrations with some of its, what I would say, smallest issues in terms of its overall, what it offers, like those are just issues that have always existed. But why do I pick that hand over hand time and time again? It's not because I make content around the game. I've stated this publicly before, like if I wasn't having fun making content on the game, I would just stop. Like it's that, I love that freedom. I love the ability to do that. And that's one of the things that I feel like makes me different in terms of content creation in any game for that matter. Would I play more New World? Would I play more Guild Wars? Would I play more Phantasy Star? Well, Phantasy Star offers a lot of the same value, like issues offers a lot of the same, incentive in terms of ease of access. It runs on my Xbox, it runs on my PC, it's got cross-play, cross-save. Like it gives me a lot of that, but there are still some frustrations in just how it manages its ships and its channels that kind of have me dip out. And some of its vertical progression being so incentive on the daily access to really make progression kind of drives me out of that game personally. So it's not all or one thing. Like I'm not sitting here saying like this is the one thing you have to do to get my attention, but it's something that I like to think about. I think Final Fantasy XIV, where it respects my investment, is that those jobs, those characters, what I level when I invest in leveling up a job and a craft, etc., that carries forward with me expansion over expansion. Same concept within Destiny 2. Where it respects my investment is that as I unlock these guns, these weapons, then I can have them. You could make a counter argument that the vault size could actually be kind of a detriment to that mindset, but the collections tab does help it out in the long run. I know in Destiny, vault space and storage space, inventory space in these games, especially as they continue to run for years and years and years, is always going to be a struggle. But I feel like those are systems that actually make my investment pay off in the long run. I think one clear way that like an MMO does this for me personally is an MMO that has a player-driven economy. It gives the in-game currency that level that if I choose to grind, and if I want to grind hard, then that currency ends up being kind of a power level in a way. It allows me to do more within the game. It allows me to carry that forward. Other games, Final Fantasy XIV has some of that. It doesn't necessarily hit all cylinders for me in that regards. New World does a much better job at that. Guild Wars, I think, does a great job at that. And then I start to look at like other games like Phantasy Star and more. And that's where things get, obviously, it steps itself down. I personally love when a game respects my investment, that as I level, as I put more time into it, I end up feeling like I get more out of it. But this is going to be something that isn't necessarily going to speak to the masses, namely because the more that you do that, the more that you have players able to get that level of power based off their time investment, the game design struggle. And the reason why we don't see it applied to every game is that eventually someone's going to want to come to your game and they might feel like they're already light years behind. And so it's going to be a constant struggle. And so games are going to have to pick and choose where things like that, where your investment will actually pay out year over year over year, and where things that it's okay to bring people up. But I don't think we've actually achieved that maybe theoretical, utopian, non-existent level of satisfaction across especially persistent games, MMOs that live a long time. And maybe we never will, but I think it's something that hopefully we can strive for. So for me, I'm going to be a gamer who chooses to waste time in games, but I'm going to hopefully find that time that I waste, the investment that I put in that character, is something that pays off for years and years to come. I'd love to know your thoughts. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, you feel like it earns it, hit a like. I don't know, slap a like whenever you get the opportunity. Subscribe for more of these videos. I've got some plans. I haven't yet been able to put them into action, but I hope you guys enjoy, and thank you so much for your time today. I will hopefully see you in my next video, but until then, take care.